Yeah, it's crypto blood, Detroit flow, streaming from the D, knowing what to show. Indicators are wrong point, OG since 12, investing in trade, living life like a pro. I'm Rucker, Jerry, and just bloods do. Bad motherfucker in a good way, boo. Got my eyes on the charts, ain't no time to sleep. Kick that money, gotta keep it creep. That's why crypto blood, just the toasters on the line. Stacking my coin, got the market on my mind. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum too. Cash is king, but I'm looking for a new move. I know the culture of the markets like the streets. Got my finger on the pulse, can't nobody beat. I see the trends, I see the flow. Got my strategies in place, you know.
On the beat. It's the rundown, everything you need to know. It's the rundown, everything you need for show. It's the rundown, and I ain't even capping on this. Crypto blood covering every topic on this. Welcome to the show, who didn't let me go? Breaking down the facts, there's more you need to know. Crypto politics and culture, always keep it real. Teaching you the truth, showing you how I feel. Staying forward with me, and I break it down with ease. Every single day, bringing expertise. Current events and trends, I analyze with care. Knowledge is the power that we all can share. Yeah, y'all, hit that like button. Share the stream, and join the team. And you already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to my nigga Crypto Blood. On the beat.
Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live. Okay.
Jeez Louise, belt to ass is definitely a great descriptor of what's going on in the crypto markets today. Crypto Crank in the building. We got Wisdom Bars in the house. What's going on, fellas? Hope y'all are doing well. Look a shot. Hey, man, we got a problem on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to tell you, but it ain't. Anything I tell you today is not going to be good news. We're going to look at the technicals, break some stuff down. We had some trades trigger during the Euro session today with Scalpalytics Pro on Ethereum, but that's about it. And of course, I wasn't up to make that move. So it's going on day 3 of no trades for me from Scalpalytics Pro. Now, I did catch an awesome trade yesterday, long on Ethereum. I'll show that in a minute. But as you guys can see here, we went short. If you were trading Eurozone, you would have gone short here. You would have tried to go short at about 6 a.m. this morning. Boom. Took 50% of your profits right there. Let me zoom in. 50% of your profits right there. And then we would have turned around and gone long just to turn around back to go short. And that one would have been the money maker right here. Mike says, let's go Sailor. Oh, Lord. Not Sailor. Everybody trying long and catch that falling knife. Yeah, listen. Your life is falling too if you're trying to do that. But Bitcoin is not looking good. Ethereum, again, nice short here for Ethereum. This is about 5% short right here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think you understand what that means when you add a little leverage to that thing. Just a little leverage. And you are in the money for sure. Scalpalyticspro.com is where you need to be. New version coming out Friday. We'll be loading that onto everyone's TradingView account. Now, I won't upgrade the existing signal of Scalpalytics Pro simply because I don't want to override. If you guys have taken that indicator and added it to your own chart, I don't want to override whatever you have going on. So you'll be getting a new invitation to the upgraded script, and it will be available on the same, let me bring this back up, this same link that you get, or whichever one you're on, If you purchase the Solana BNB one, the SUI XRP, or the Bitcoin Ethereum, doesn't matter. All three links will be updated with the new version this Friday. So chaka boom, chaka boom. There you go. So that's coming up very soon. Again, welcome Mike, welcome Last Piece, welcome Wisdom Bars and Crypto Crank. Let's get it started. Hit that like button as we get started here today as well. I want to go over a couple of things. The main thing I need to go over, and before I even go to that chart, let's take a look at, because there's some key technicals that have been breached that we need to go over really quickly. So as you can see here, we have a crypto fear and greed index of about 14 currently, which we're heading back lower. Not a good sign, right? We did see a slight uptick to 17 on, I believe that was Monday, but we rolled right back over and headed lower, as you guys can see on the screen right now. So sentiment has turned back down for the worse. Sharp downturn in today's markets. Again, guys, we dropped a whopping 2.3% on the market cap, total market cap for crypto. That's $2.6 trillion. Is where we should be sitting at right now. Let's go back and see. 2.5. Over 500 billion has been erased in less than a week, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, led by the one and only, the originator non greater, Bitcoin. Okay, that tumbled to its lowest level since November of 2024. Where's our guy Michael Saylor, man? Where is Saylor? Do a wellness check. Call the local fire department. Have him to go by his crib. He needs a wellness check. Ethereum down, as you guys can see right now, down in the last hour 1.6%. Last 24 hours 5.8%. Not looking good. So also, just to update you guys, the ETFs, right? The crypto ETF saw a $272 million outflow. $272 million outflow. I mean, it's just crazy. And so, Bitcoin, crypto, we have a PR problem here today. All right, we got a PR problem here in the crypto markets. The press problem or public relation problem we have currently in the crypto markets is that, and it's been not this has been not the case, but now for sure it is solidified, cemented. Bitcoin, cryptos are not safe havens. I've been saying it for over 4 or 5 years, maybe 6. It is not a safe haven. It is a risk-on asset. It is a speculative asset. It's not your safe haven. And now that we're seeing Bitcoin continuously bleed out, while we had precious metals continually rise and then get smacked down last Friday. But the problem is Bitcoin was bleeding out when precious metals were going up, and Bitcoin was bleeding out when precious metals were going down. So the only last thing you have to ask yourself is, and this has been the case before, Bitcoin is actually a leading indicator to either increase in liquidity in the markets, risk on, or decrease liquidity in the markets. When I say markets, I mean U.S. markets, equities, bonds, whatever. If there's money being pulled out of those markets, or there's some rumblings of issues, Bitcoin is going to be a leading indicator for what's to come in the other markets, the other indices and stuff. So that's what's happening here. That's what we have to attribute the characteristics of Bitcoin to. That's what it is. It is a barometer for liquidity. You know, I didn't come up with that idea. I have to give my credit to Arthur, what's my man name? Who was it? BitMEX co-founder or founder? Arthur Hayes. By the way, I think he's from the glove. I think he's from Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. So it is it's not looking good for crypto, man. Not looking good. We're gonna look at some tea. And we got some tea on Bitcoin. We're gonna look at some key indicators here in a second on the charts. But I want to just take a sneak peek at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is down a whopping 1.25% right now, sitting at down 290 points. Dow Jones is up 0.5%. S&P is down 1/3%. Russell 2000 down just over 0.5%. Let's get this chart up and running. I gotta show you guys this, man. This is an issue right here. Oh Lord, who is that? Not PD Pablo. It is Elmo, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, who am I? Yeah, Elmo. Well, Elmo's really not here. I just had to bring him up to remind you where Elmo is. Elmo is further down. If I go ahead and delete him, get him out of there, and we scroll further down, you'll see really where Elmo resides in hell, where you are welcome to sell, ladies and gentlemen, if you like. You sell here, that's when it's going to go back up. It's just going to be your luck. Just going to be your luck, unless you're listening to Crypto Blood. Crypto Crank, all right. Next week. Okay, all right. Hype been in the building. What's going on, brother? What's the word? What's the word? All right. So look what we got going on here. From a just pure macro technical standpoint, Bitcoin needs to go to 40K already. It's coming, brother. It might be. We got one more bounce. I told you guys in the last stream we would head to where? This dotted line. We are here. $73,000 Bitcoin. I thought that would be the next test. I'm hoping we hold this, because if we can't hold this, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? 63 is the next target. You heard me right. $63,000 Bitcoin is the next target. 63 is quite close to 50. Right? Quite close to 50. And, you know, you have to ask yourself, what is the narrative here? We're down 13.5% for the year on Bitcoin. I'd like to show you guys this chart. And my thesis still is that we won't get a consecutive negative return in Bitcoin. We haven't had one yet. So I'm banking on that pattern to continue. Yes, we may and will see some very volatile periods here in the next few months in Bitcoin. But ultimately, I think we will end the year in the positive, in the green. So anywhere above $86,000, $88,000 is green territory for us. Hyman said you should talk more about your stable coin play. Not too many people are in the lane from earning APY, just holding. Correct. So I am 70%, 76% in stables right now. I am in stables right now. Been in stables since last year. Again, if you don't have a plan to exit, the market's going to give you an exit plan. It ain't gonna be to your favor. This is why you have to have an exit strategy, not just an entry strategy. You have to know where you're going to get out and stick to it. And I did. I may have looked like Boo Boo the Fool with an overshoot from $68,000 all the way up to $126,000, I believe the high was. But it absolutely means nothing if you didn't sell up there. And 9 times out of 10, people aren't going to sell up there because they didn't have a plan to sell up there. You got to have the plan prior to, because if you don't have a plan prior to that move or that level, you're going to think it's going to ultimately go higher. You're going to think it's going to go for 150, 200,000. These were targets we have here as far as trend lines upward. 170, 172 on Bitcoin. So, yes, I definitely I prematurely exited my position. Let's see, got out about 78ish. So yeah, it overshot by 60%. It's a decent amount. In crypto, it's not as much of a miss because of the volatility in these markets. But guess what? If you were buying on the way up, like old dumbass sailor, dumb smart ass sailor, if you're buying on the way up like dumb smart ass sailor, then you would have been bringing your dollar cost average up with no exit plan to at least lock in gains. And guess what? Now you'll be underwater like him. Where is Sailor? Do I have Sailor on the chart? Will the real Slim Sailor please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Slim Sailor please stand up? Speaking of Sailor, let's do a refresh really quickly. That's where we are, man. MicroStrategy down 6.4% today. MNAV at 1.06 currently, right above my head. Down 1.8%. I'm actually surprised that it is not lower. This means that the stock price hasn't dropped as much as the Bitcoin price or value of their Bitcoin holdings. So I believe you're going to see a significant downturn in MSTR's stock price, if not this month, later in the month, later in February, or going into March, because someone sent me, and I cannot remember who. You have to forgive me. Maybe I can pull it up right now. I think I will be able to. I think I will be able to pull it up because let's see here if I can pull this up really quickly. Oh man, look. Shout out to Jenna. I'm gonna get Jenna on the stream later this week or next week. Shout out to her. She's using Scalpalytics Pro, making that money. We print money over here, y'all. We print money over here. All right, so let me see if I can bring up the mention that someone gave me yesterday, which was a great observation. Let's see. Here we go. Thanks, Enzo. This is Enzo. Enzo, that's my guy. He's in the chat room too. Hit the like button, ladies and gents. Look at this. Thank you again, Enzo, for this one. Enzo Harder. Coin Bureau put out here. New largest bank of Switzerland, UBS, bought 3.23 million additional shares of Sailor's strategy. Or should I be doing this? That's really what I should be doing. It is lifting its total stake to a whopping 5.76 million shares worth of shit, ladies and gentlemen. Nothings. Possible. That's a good observation, voice. Same price action as last time. Celsius bankruptcy payout first day on PayPal. too late to go to stables now. Jeez Louise. Yeah, Grumpy. I can't give you financial advice. I think we do have another, so it depends on where your average, your dollar cost basis is, right? Depends on if your basis is at 100 or higher, then yeah, you might as well start, buying to bring that cost basis down. Now, if your cost basis is maybe below where we are right now, you could take some off the table. So if your average cost is or into Bitcoin or the crypto markets, I just have to use Bitcoin as a barometer or as a single asset example. If your average cost basis for Bitcoin is, let's say, 50 or sub 50,000, yeah, you should, because I think you're going to get the ability to add more sats to your portfolio, because a $50,000, 40-something thousand dollar Bitcoin is highly possible. That's why I said let's go Sailor, because when he sells, we get it at a shit ton cheaper. Yes, indeed. He doesn't even, here's the thing, he's not going to sell per se, Mike. That's not the scenario that I'm forecasting. I'm forecasting he's just going to stop. He has to stop buying. Which is listen, that's a horrible situation for the crypto space to be in if we can't even have Sailor stop buying. Once he stops buying, that's when the shit hits the fan. Yeah, I don't know why. Why do they keep buying? Well, they got, you got to try to keep the Ponzi going. You got to keep the Ponzi going. By the way, this is the bank that had to be bailed out, or did they bail out Societe Generale? I can't remember. One or the other. Both of them stupid. AI Griff in the building. Crypto Princess, I haven't seen her in a while. Love and blessings, Crypto Princess. Have to do some content together. MicroStrategy has earning tomorrow after the bell. Is not looking good, as they usually miss earnings by a lot. I may buy puts. Oh, that's a good one, Hyben. I didn't know their earnings are tomorrow. Listen, they lose money every earnings. They don't have a business model. This is why I don't understand why this is not so blatantly clear to everybody else. I just don't understand. Yeah, I mean, dollar cost average in is all I can say. Way easier to dollar cost average in than to try to time. See, listen, here's the problem with timing markets. Here's the issue with timing markets, ladies and gentlemen. And this is something that few people rarely talk about. In order, if you sell, you got to be right 2 times. You got to sell at the right time, and then you have to enter back in at the right time. The likelihood is, it gets harder. It gets tougher if you're not a trader, if you're not a pro, and you don't know what you're doing, then it's going to be very difficult at time getting out and getting back in. So the easier thing is the dollar cost average more in. If you don't have the time, you have other things you're doing, don't even go through the headache or the hassle. Enzo said, yo, even Norway Sovereign Wealth Fund purchased more. It's something we are not seeing. Interesting. Oh, no, I'll tell you what it is. If they don't continue to purchase, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You gotta try. If no one comes up and steps up to the plate to buy more MicroStrategy shares, the whole game is done. So it's like, to save my bag, I'm going to have to purchase more. I'm going to have to double down and throw good money after bad, is what the saying is. Crypto City in the building. Barbados in the house. Jason Lynn says time in market is better than timing the market. Hey man, y'all are hitting them with some jewels this morning. Again, appreciate everyone tuning in. Let's get back to this. I want to show you. So UBS doubling down, throwing good money after bad. Okay. And it's not going to end well. It can end well for us though, because once he stops buying and other people start panicking, other, you know, Bitcoin treasury companies or bigger institutions, they start to see, uh-oh, he ain't got no more money to buy, y'all. Then it's going to drop, and then that is cheaper Bitcoin accumulation for you and I. All right, better accumulation prices for you and I, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for that. All right, Gerard Press says, got to keep feeding the beast. They have to. They have no other choice. They have no other choice. So it is what it is, ladies and gents. I want to take a look at silver, though, ladies and gents. We got to talk about silver, the resilient attempt at a comeback. Now, it was at 92 earlier today, and it got smacked down. Let me guess, did they increase margin recs again? That looks like an increase of margin. No, not really. Not really. Probably not. But we are grinding higher. What did I tell you guys before? We have to get above 90. We have to stay above 90, though. We have to actually trade and clear above 90 for us to say, okay, we can make a new wave up again. This could be a bear trap, so you just got to be careful. But it doesn't matter. We're not buying. Listen, we're not in this for trading. We're in this for stacking coins. We're in this to stacking coins. Chloe in the building. Round of applause for her. Zcash been firing off as well. Yo, I looked at Zcash, I want to say this morning, bro. What time period are you trading Zcash? Jason Lands found that Zcash works very well when you overlay the Ethereum Scalpalytics Pro signal onto Zcash on the 1 minute, just like Ethereum. Binance 1 minute Zcash chart. And I think I have this somewhere in here. I was looking at that. I haven't traded it yet really too much at all. But today it might have done pretty well. I've actually got one that I'm trading it's not a public signal, but I've been scalping it. So I mean, if you would have gotten this at 4 a.m. this morning, this looks good right here, this short. When you get it right on Zcash, you're talking about an 8 to 10% move. Now the problem is, this is why I tell you guys not to trade during down times. See, all this you would have eaten all your profits up. They would have been all gone to elbow. Okay, stay within the green zones at minimum, and you will be Gucci. Yellow as well, but stay in between those zones for looking for trades with Scalpalytics Pro. It just helps. It helps even the odds for you. That's the #1 rule of thumb when using the Bloodalytics system. Don't trade on the weekends. I know it's tempting. It's really been tempting these past few weekends. But listen, you don't want to trade on the weekends or outside of the zones. Just have some discipline. I want to talk about really quickly. I thought about this. Zcash really don't fire off during US, in all honesty. Okay, gotcha. So every coin is going to be somewhat different, but I know for sure the bread and butters Okay, the bread and butters, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, the Solana BNB, SUI XRP. You're gonna trade those during the US, UK, US time zones. Primarily US. You're gonna get the best bang for your buck. But here's the thing about trading that you guys need to understand. And this is a lesson, a philosophy that you should definitely implement. And it's the concept of risk of ruin. So let me see if I can pull this up. Risk. I'm just doing this dry pause of ruin. Let me just bring up the definition of risk of ruin for you. Because this is what I saw a lot when we had the drop in Bitcoin. I want to say, when was that big drop in Bitcoin? I know it was over the weekend. This weekend, I think last week as well. But I saw a lot of tweets. Oh, blew my account. Down $1 million. Lost $4 million. All the work I've been working, to build, accumulate over 5 years, gone over in one night. And this is what you have to. This is why your trading sizes have to be proportionate to your account. Because even with a stop losses can get slipped. Even in very violent moves, unexpected moves. Don't think that stop losses are a guarantee. Now, there are some exchanges that guarantee your stop loss with adding a premium. You pay a little bit more for the stop loss, and they guarantee at no, at any cost, I guess you're protected at that price. But in general, most don't. So you just have to understand that stop losses do not guarantee an exit. It can skip over your prices if liquidity dries up and you have a violent move like we had over the weekend. All it takes is one event to wipe out everything. So risk of ruin is a concept in gambling, insurance, and finance relating to the likelihood of losing all one's investment capital or extinguishing one's bankroll below the minimum for further play. So a lot of people in crypto, they don't even realize it. I'm a quant guy, so I have to think about these types of statistical probabilities and look at these types of equations and stuff when modeling stuff. A lot of people don't realize how, if you're trading leverage. Now, if you're not trading leverage, you're fine. Risk of ruin is almost, it's got to be lower than 1%. Because that would mean that if you lose all your money or majority of your money and you're not leveraged, you're just raw Bitcoin, whatever, or one-to-one unleveraged trading or investing, then the whole system is done. Right? That means Bitcoin's going to zero or something catastrophic like $5,000 or something crazy, right? Now that can happen, and I've given you scenarios on how that could happen, i.e. quantum threats that are very, in my opinion, becoming very, very likely. But that's a whole nother conversation. So you just got to make sure, if you're leverage trading, always remember that you can have a long streak of winning, have a great system, but if you're over leveraging, it only is going to take one time for it to wipe out everything. So is it really worth it? No. Slow and steady wins the race. Voice Crypto said, I'm reading strategy. It's only at a 3% loss so far. We need to dump harder. I'm not a hater, but he has to go. Amen, man. He has to go. Voice, I've been screaming this, man. I can't stand Michael Saylor. He is the antithesis of true Bitcoin ownership and ecosystem. So, yeah, he has to go. He will go. don't worry about it. You can't have one person owning what, 3% of all Bitcoin, and that's all Bitcoin. That I don't think that is. It's probably like double that, percentage wise, in real terms. We'll never know, but you got a lot of people that have lost their Bitcoin, have passed on, don't have the keys, lost the keys, stolen, whatever, right? So it's probably closer to 5% of all Bitcoin available, accessible Bitcoin MicroStrategy owns. Not healthy. It's not a healthy market. So yeah, let's get him up out of here. Hit the like button. Let's hit the like button and get Michael Saylor out of there. Silver. Shanghai is now below 100 handle. Ooh. 98.27 right now on Shanghai spot. Silver. That spread is coming down. I'm going to do a refresh. I think that's proper. No, it wasn't. Okay, see. We're at 102, so we're back above the $100 handle. US at 86 flat right now on the spot. Shanghai, we have a premium of 19%. Resilient. It's holding up a little bit there, buddy. We're holding up. Now for the rest of this week, we have, let's take a look at the calendar. Did we have ADP this morning? We did. ADP came in at 22,000. Yikes. We were looking for 46. Non-farm employment change. Not a good look. ISM came in at 53.8. They were looking for 53.5, so that was a beat. Yeah, I saw that on the chart. There was a spike on silver. We go to the 1 hour. Let's go down to the 1 minute. No, 30 minute. We saw a spike this morning. Right there. Got up to 93 and some change on silver. And then it got smacked down. I'm just waiting for another margin requirement change from the CME. I'm just waiting. We're at 11. No, we're at 15% now, ladies and gentlemen. Margin rest. Will Bitcoin touch 70,000 before 80,000? Let me get back over here and see. I'm pretty sure. Well, I can't really say. Yeah, 70,000 is what? It's only like 4% away. The problem is, you know, we got to keep this line. So until we break this 73. So really, until we break. Let me zoom in here. Until we break 73.06. This is on Bitstamp, so it will vary, but basically 73. If we break this V, which we're lining up to do, we break that V, it is a problem. It is a problem. I'm gonna release for my Scalpalytics Pro members. It'll be for a limited time, just to give you a little test of it, and it's you trade at your own, you know, your own risk. But I have I call Skunkworks signal that is going crazy on the scalp. So you will have to have, I think, a pro or a more advanced TradingView account to use this because of the type of chart it is. But if you trade this during the US I mean, honestly, it performs even better than what it seems. We've been currently in some very volatile back and forth time periods right now in crypto. So, but if you trade it during the actual, U.S. time zones, it is clutch. Like, this was a trade you would have initiated on Ethereum on Tuesday of this week, right at the open. And look at all of that. Look at all that money we're taking on. And then on the way back up. So this will be available for all my subs as well for a limited time, just to give you a little something to play with. But this bad boy is crazy. This is on the 15-second. I mean, you're talking about sniper accuracy on the entries. Binance. Trying to see if we had anything on. Oh, I got it lined up for Z2, Jason Lenz. So this is a Zcash one. You would have tried to go long at the open today. And then gone short. Boom. Right there. All that money. Look at all that. Taking all that profits down there too. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. It will go lower. I'm out of dry powder. Hey, man. All good, brother. Hey, live to see another day. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. See, you got some chop suey stuff going on earlier in Bitcoin as well. It's been very, very volatile and just chaotic market. That's how you know the structure of the market is currently, I think it's temporary, but it's temporarily discombobulated. You got the sell-off we saw over the weekend happened on a Saturday. Insane. Somebody is definitely unloading at the most unfavorable time periods. You have to ask yourself why. You have to ask yourself why. This is from Yahoo Finance talking about why is crypto down for today, February 4th. They're going to come up with some crazy, stupid excuse that is probably not right. Look at this though. Let's take a look at this. So, breaking: Vance confirms Trump proposing critical mineral price floors. We'd say $1,000 an ounce sounds about fair for silver, huh? Yeah, I've been hearing about this critical minerals thing. Where do you think the price floor would be for silver if they were to institute this? I would say somewhere close to the U.S. Mint. Not exactly 170, because there's a premium on those types of what do they call it? Newsmatic type coins. There's a premium on those. But hey, 150 as a floor? 140? I think so. The new script on the 1 minute as well. Yes, so I gotta keep. So for the main scripts, I gotta keep them at like something that everyone can access, right? So that kind of restrains me or constrains me on how I can model these scripts. So yes, the new script that is being published, the new version of Scalpalytics Pro that will be published this weekend, will be on the 1 minute. I'm not changing that because I have to have it accessible to as many people as possible. So if you have a free TradingView account, you'll be able to still use this powerful tool. Mr. Secure in the building. Yeah, let me know what you think. If they were to, if the Trump administration were to institute a price floor on critical minerals, where do you think that price floor would be for silver? 1-to-1 GSR, $1,000 in worthless dollars is insulting. I hear you, love. I hear you, brother. I hear you. I hear you. So this guy analysis was just talking about how he feels silver has much more or higher to go based on some technical jargon I'm not even going to go over. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. Again, we're at critical levels. Just to wrap up and summarize, critical levels, we need to keep and hold this V that we touched or formed. It was only 2 candles, but it was a steep V. I mean, look at that. So we need to keep this level of 73,000 pretty much flat in order to save ourselves from dropping to $64,000 Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Mark that in your calendars. Bloodalytics going crazy. We love the volatility, so we're not complaining at all. Though the move over the weekend did catch the system off guard, and we weren't able to capitalize on it. And you know, for Bitcoin, primarily, we haven't had any trades since the drop. So we're just trying to get a reset of things and get recalibrated for Bitcoin. Ethereum, though, doing well. My girl Jenna been killing it with the Scalpalytics Pro. Shout out to her. And yeah, that's it, ladies and gents. Again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the team, or subscribe to the channel, join the team, and I'll check y'all tomorrow. Holla.
My money keep growing. Your girl is a dot, she all on my groin. She blowing my horn, we fuck with porn. These rappers is whack, they lyrics is corn. I'm getting this money, it never get born. I'm loading my strap, they calling law. Fuck around and you clap for running your jaw. If it ain't about the dollars and it don't make sense. Got me sipping brown water, but it ain't from Flint. Trying to chase all this bread, though the shit won't last. About to shut the city down like a crypto crash. Stacking my
Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks! We'll do it live.
Okay.